Boom! We're live, sir.
We are live, man. I've been waiting for this moment for quite some time because we have something very, very special to talk with them about today.
Quite some time. I mean, how long have we been planning this for?
Oh, I don't know, man. I would say a couple of months, maybe, or maybe a couple of minutes. Maybe a couple of minutes.
So we're just joking around. This is very impromptu. Hope everybody's doing well. How's your day going, man?
It's going amazing, man. I'm super excited about this. I just have an amazing opportunity to share with the people. And every time I have something that exciting, I'm hyped, man. So I'm excited.
Awesome. Obviously, we're going to talk about messenger marketing here today. You know, this is going to be pretty short. This is not one of those like 3-hour webinars, but we do have something to share specifically for people that are either, you know, they're doing coaching, selling info products, or done for you services, you know, Facebook ads, things of that nature. Those people are great for this. And also the other group, which I think is a bigger group, right? It's just those people who would like to have a successful online business that just kind of lets them work from home or, you know, quit their job or whatever.
Exactly. So basically everybody that, you know, has been always dreaming about having success online, been struggling with that for a while. If you are one of those people, this is perfect for you guys. And like we said, coaching people with coaching business, consulting business, others, you know, any one of this nature, influencers, this is for you guys.
So let me ask you then, why is this for these people? Because there's a very specific problem that we're solving here. You know, there's a lot of overwhelming information out there. So why is this thing that we're going to talk about so, you know, beneficial?
Yeah. So here's the deal, you know, Robert, a lot of those people, let's start with people that actually want to succeed online. From my experience, and like, you know, I have a group of 12,000 people that are actually looking to quit their 9-to-5 job. From seeing and talking with them, biggest issue is they have, they buy courses, you know, they put a lot of money that they worked hard for to basically change their life. And the problem with that is when they buy courses, they get an overwhelming amount of information that they don't know what to do with. So what happens is we have a lot of those experts in my group. They know everything about anything, but they don't know how to actually transition it to real money so they can quit their 9-to-5 job.
Right.
That's the main issue with those 9-to-5, call them the 9-to-5 escapees. They know everything about escaping a 9-to-5. They just don't know how to make it happen. They don't have a step-by-step plan. All right. That's the biggest issue with them.
Dude, we've been there too, right? Like we've both been there in a place where, you
exactly.
know, we both had jobs that we wanted to quit, and we bought into courses and we got information, but it's still not very clear, like, how do you actually put this puzzle together?
Exactly, because there's so much information out there, which, you know, is an amazing thing, right? Because back in the day, to get information, you had to go to a library and start going through books. Guys, honestly, you know, I hated that. But now it's all out there. But that creates another problem. There's an overwhelming amount of information, and nobody can put together like a step-by-step plan. They're all confused now.
Dude, this is a real
problem. So that created
the
biggest problem, right?
This is something that I personally run into. Like, you know, sometimes you have maybe too many projects running at the same time, and you're kind of like, because you have so many things to do, you end up doing nothing because it's kind of like paralyzing.
Exactly. We have some people right now here live with us. Guys, let us know if you resonate with that. You guys know everything about anything, but you're still not able to take that information and create it to a step-by-step system that actually helps you quit your 9-to-5 job. If you guys know everything but still stuck, let us know.
I love this comment here. Katarzyna, she's like, I was working right now on a chatbot for a coach when I got the notification from you about this live. Good timing.
Good timing, because we're going to blow your mind right now. What we're going to talk about.
What we want to talk about is, you know, for those of you that want to have that business where you know exactly what to do, we're going to kind of lay out for you how you can do that. And for those, and you know, the thing that we're going to teach you is the thing that the coaches and the consultants and the done for you people and the info product people, that's the thing that they actually have to implement in their own business so that they can actually get a result. And you know, the reason we kind of arrived at all this was, so Johnny and I did a webinar like 4 or 5 months ago, and we were doing it as we do everything, right? Very short notice, like we don't really plan much. And so we didn't have time to build like a proper sales funnel with, you know, emails and landing pages and webinar pages. So we put everything inside of the bot. Like, do you remember that, man? Like we didn't even use email. Like we didn't send a single email. We were just like, all right, we've got a few people on our bot. Let's send a message to those guys and let's do the webinar right now. And the results were really good. Like I don't remember the specifics, but I remember we were like, man, this is really cool. And then we kind of proceeded and we kind of stopped doing that. And we went back to the traditional, like building up a funnel with the landing page and the sales page and the emails. And then time went on and like results went down a little bit. And I remember like having like one of those lightning bolt moments where I'm like, Jesus, like, why did we stop doing that thing that worked so well? You know, why did we stop doing that? And I actually know why, as I'm asking myself this question. The biggest reason we stopped doing that was we don't want to break Facebook. We don't want to break Facebook's terms of service, because you and I are very much in the long-term game. We don't want to build bots for ourselves or teach people how to build bots that are going to get banned by Facebook. That's just not a good look for anybody. And there's one line in Facebook's terms of service that was like holding us back, because we were trying to sell an information product, and Facebook's terms of service says, don't use Messenger to sell digital goods. So that was preventing us from using Messenger the way that we wanted to. And then one day I had this lightning bolt. I'm like, don't sell the info product, like sell the phone call instead. And that just like, as soon as I had that epiphany, I went back and I built a funnel inside of the bots, like how to basically get somebody on the phone to close the call rather than try to close the call right inside of, rather than trying to close them on buying the info product inside of the bots, because that would be breaking the terms of service. So I built this bot. I spent like 2-3 days on it. And, you know, we've talked about it before, but the results were awesome because of, you know, the open rates and just like the equivalent of the opt-in. You know, people usually go to a landing page and then they leave their email to see the video. That's usually like 30 to 50%. If it's cold traffic, probably like 30%. The equivalent of that, you know, the opt-in rate was like 90+% with the bot. So just having that boost in the top of the funnel just trickles down. So we scheduled like 24 phone calls in the first week that we did it. I checked our calendar this week before the week began. It was more than half full before the week even began. So we found like the perfect audience, the perfect use case, and kind of exactly like how to use bots if you're trying to make money with those, right? It was just...
And it's funny because you say awesome, man. I think you're underestimating what you actually did. That thing is like game changing, okay? The reason why it's a game changer is because people, you know, when you run Facebook ads and you get people to leave the Facebook platform, they have to go on something that is outside the Facebook platform. The Facebook ads becoming very expensive. Now we did something that Facebook really loves, is we keep the people inside Messenger the whole freaking time. Now what's amazing about it is they don't need to leave and go to other platforms. They don't need to do more steps to get to the same result, which is booking a call with us if they're interested in what we offer. So we had so much more people actually ending up on our calls. Now, you know, we saw a couple of people do this whole thing with the phone call and everything very successfully. People are making $800,000 a month. That's their system. They get people on the phone. So we were like, we need to get people on the phone, but we need to make sure they actually get to the point where they can actually book a call with us without leaving in the middle. And that's where it was so amazing to leave Messenger. That changed everything. That's when we saw, you know, more than 20 calls within the first day that we just released that thing, with all the people super, super excited and interested in, you know, going on the phone with us. So instead of, you know, coaches, if coaches are listening to me right now, usually what happens is you chase the client. You need to chase new clients all the time. What happened to us was we got chased by our clients, and that's the game changer. We have people, you know, applying to be on the phone with us. We don't chase everyone. So I feel like that's the biggest game changer right here.
Absolutely. And there's actually a great comment here by Rupert in the chat, and I want to thank him for that. He says the whole idea of McDonald's is not $1 million for a hamburger joint. You pay $1 million for the system. So this is so true, right? McDonald's sells the most hamburgers in the world. Is it because they make the greatest hamburger in the world? No, it's they've got a system of getting people to buy from them. So,
and the funny thing is, a 5-year-old kid or a 90-year-old grandma can go and work at McDonald's and produce the same hamburgers because the system is worked out to a perfection. You can take anybody on the street, right? Who works at McDonald's? 16-year-old kids. They get paid the less, but they produce the same results that a 30-year-old experienced chef would produce with the same system. It doesn't matter who works. The system is built to perfection, and we wanted to create the perfect system that anybody can work out as long as they have it.
Yeah. So let me give you a little value for those of you guys that are actually here wondering, like, okay, how does this whole thing actually work? So the way it works is you build a messenger bot, you get people into it, you create what I call a mini webinar, and you actually give some value to your audience. Then you close them on a phone call after that, after they watch the video. And then in order to qualify for a phone call, they have to go through kind of a survey. And you don't want to end up on the phone talking to people who are not qualified to buy your thing, whether it is a done-for-you service or an info product or a messenger bot, like whatever it is. If it's coaching, you don't want to spend all your time talking to people who are not qualified. So once you've qualified them, then and only then do you send them the link to actually book a call. So if they're not qualified, you can actually turn them away using the bot. Like, that's super cool. And I mean, we've probably saved ourselves quite a few phone calls that we shouldn't have had based on just turning people away. So that's kind of how the whole system works. And yeah, I mean, it's been working. Dude, here's the thing. This is not a student of ours, but I don't know if actually you might have been the one who sent this to me. There was a guy who was doing this exact thing. And he did have a nice advertising budget of $25,000, but he did this exact thing and he produced 450 grand for his client because they sold a $5,000 product and he was just helping them get people on the phone using Messenger.
It's absolutely insane, the possibilities with this. And Robert, like you said, most coaches, their struggle is they're getting the wrong people on the phone. So they waste their time and they don't make as much sales. It's so easy to sell to someone that is the right client for you. It's unbelievably hard or impossible to sell it to the wrong people. And that's when our qualifying questions that we do before we get someone on the phone, they are changing everything. So that's amazing thing right there. And that's how we kind of almost tripled our income in sales, by doing this like mini webinar and qualifying questions and get the right people on the phone. It's so easy, right?
Yeah, it's really cool. And, so obviously we have our program, and, part of the reason why we're kind of sharing this information with you guys is we want to let you know about it. And I'll be honest, man, like this is like what we have now is version 2 of our program. In version 1, we created a program because we saw this bots thing and we're like, man, this is awesome. We got to get a program out there to teach this. So like we knew how to build bots. And we knew how to get clients. So we kind of taught people that. And the problem that we covered in the beginning of this video was that sometimes people just put out information out there and it's so hard to actually piece a plan together. And I'll be honest, like that was version 1 of our course. We taught people like how to build bots, but there was still a lot of like people had to kind of think on their own and go out there and try to find the target audience, try to find, what type of bot do I build? Because there's a billion different bots you could build. So although we taught them the skill set of building bots, it was still quite hard for our students to actually make it work. And then after we had this epiphany, I was like, holy crap, now I have to delete version 1 because version 2 is so much easier. It's literally just and I keep saying to our students, man, and they love this, I keep telling them, get stupid and don't try to think too much and just follow. What I've done is I've set up a 30-day challenge to kind of give them these bite-sized chunks of, you work anywhere from 10 minutes to 1 hour per day, and it's going to help you build up your own bots, and it's going to help you get your first couple of clients. And I just keep telling them, like, just get stupid. Don't start thinking about crazy things and other things to do. Like, just follow the plan because we've already laid it out there. We've already built the bot. Like, all you got to do is follow what we do, and you'll see the results. And that's why guys are having success now compared to in the beginning. So.
Yeah, well, Robert, we did the classic mistake. We tried to make people experts in something, and we thought that's how they're gonna get their goal of quitting their 9-to-5 or 10x their business.
Rather than being great at just solving a problem, right?
Exactly. Just give them what works. And we solved our own problem. Our problem was getting the right people on the phone to sell our program. And we found the solution. We built this bot. And then we realized, you know, instead of teaching people how to become experts, because that just raises more questions for them, we're just going to give them something that works right now for us 200%.
And just go out there and do this.
There you go. Just take this thing that works for us and do this. So how can they do this? So first of all, how can people want to quit their 9-to-5 job can use our bot to do that? How can they do that?
So it depends, you know, let's take the example. We've got the two kinds of people here, right? If you're a coach who just wants clients, you will take this bot that and we'll give you the template in like that I built that took me 2 to 3 days. You'll take it, you'll implement it, you'll follow that 30-day challenge, and you'll set it up in a way that you're having phone calls every single day. And if you want to outsource that to a salesperson, that's cool. But you'll have that consistent stream of people interested in buying your services. And ideally, you're charging 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 for that. And like I keep saying, man, like if people are in a position where they are still working for somebody else and they just want to quit their job, if you really think about it, most of us don't need that much. You don't need $1 million. You don't even need 10 grand a month, to be honest, to quit your job for most of us. So that's the one part. The other part, the people that just want to start an online business, or, you know, they've got a Facebook ads agency and they want to kind of add another, you know, avenue to it or another service to provide, you should just go out there, again, follow the 30 days, the challenge, and find people that you can do this for. Now, if I get a client who is a coach and they're selling a $2,000 coaching program, if I help them get one client, that's 2 grand in their pocket. And by the way, oftentimes it's 2 grand a month, not just a one-time payment. So the lifetime value is a lot higher. So if I ask them for 2 grand and I can convincingly show them that I'm going to definitely be able to give you one client, it's so much of an easier sell. I used to charge like $300 to build a bot. And then, you know, I just started asking for 1K as soon as we came up with this bot. And there was just no hesitancy because those people are selling a high ticket service. Or yeah, it's a service, usually high ticket, which means that if they get one client, usually 1 or 2, they'll make their money back and they'll be so happy that they've hired you. So for most of us, if you're charging 2K for a bot, honestly, if you sell 2 a month, that's 4 grand in your pocket. Most of us, honestly, would be able to survive just on that alone. So kind of speaks for itself.
So we made it easy for you guys. Yeah, we made it easy for you guys. We give you something that works right now for us, generates tons of leads, bookings, that, you know, very high ticket bookings. Now, what you need to do is you need to take this bot, and if you want to quit your 9-to-5 job, you sell this bot to coaches, consultants,
and we show you how to do that. We show you step by step.
We teach you how to find those clients, how to sell them your bot, how to set it up for them to perfection. And that's all you need to do. You need to do 2 or 3 sales like this a month and you're covered. I don't want you, here's the thing, I don't want you to get lost in a sea of information when your goal is simply to quit your 9-to-5 job, spend more time with your family, do the stuff that you know are meaningful to you in life instead of just hustling and killing yourself. We give you something that works, go and sell it. It's the easiest sell of your life and make money. Or if you are a coach, consultant, agency, or an author, we give you this bot. You set up this bot for yourself. You can run ads to it or do what we do. We have a Facebook group and we just send people from the Facebook group to the bot. We don't even run ads. And this bot will do all the heavy lifting for you. So it's like a salesman that sells 24/7 for you. So you don't need to do it. You have this bot, and that's what the bot does. It books calls for you with the right people. All you need to do is create a 20-minute webinar like we did. We don't even do a long webinar, a 20-minute webinar. Okay, and the bot will get the right people on the phone with you. You do what you do best, which is selling your coaching program and make money. So that's the 2 people we are looking for to start with this and, you know, get amazing results.
And dude, another important point, I think, is we also teach you what not to do. I just had a phone call yesterday with Adam, who you know in our course, and he's a really, like, I love him because he's taking a lot of action. And he had this idea of doing like lead generation for solar. And I just told him, dude, like, we've got this proven audience already. You're happy, like, if you want to go out and do that and do that unproven market, that's cool, man. But if I were you, like, why even bother? Like, we've got this thing right here. We know exactly who needs it. We know exactly how to set it up. We know exactly how to get those people on board. He was like, yeah, man, you're right. And he just started doing it. And like, he's got a bunch of people already. I mean, he did a live stream just the other day and people were like, dying to just throw money at him to get this started. So I think that's another important point is, you know, whenever you're trying to do something like this, oftentimes, and I like to say this, knowing what not to do is sometimes as important or sometimes even more important than knowing what to do, because all of those distractions can just kind of get you in a place where you're not really getting the results that you want. So yeah,
beautiful.
man.
So how can
really
people get started with this? How can people get started with this right now? Like people that either want to quit their 9-to-5 job or people that already have an existing business but want to 10x it with this bot template. How can they get started?
Well, we need to do the same as our students are doing with their own businesses and for their clients' businesses. We need to make sure that you are the right type of person for this. So if you would like to, you know, you'd have to qualify for a phone call with us. And one of the things that we like to do is we're actually going to charge a $20 deposit to get on the phone with us. Now, we couldn't care less about your $20. We're going to give them back to you. But that kind of helps us get rid of tire kickers and people who are not actually serious, because a lot of times those are the people that have too much time on their hands and they don't mind kind of getting on the phone with people and wasting their time. So, but, you know, again, we couldn't care less about the $20 and we refund that after the phone call. I mean, it's $20. It's not really like, what are we going to do with that? So it's pretty simple. Yeah, qualify for a phone call. If you're serious, we'll get on the phone with you. If you're a good fit, we're going to extend an invitation to come with us and join our group. We're getting close to 100 people at the moment. So we're really getting up there, which is awesome to see. And if you don't qualify, like, we'll tell you, we're not going to try to sell somebody who's not going to, you know, be a good fit for our program. And we've turned down people before. We've refunded people who joined for the wrong reason and they were trying to do something that we don't teach. So we said, you know, see you later and here's your money back. It's like, we just want the right people in there. It's pretty simple, you know?
Yeah, and you know, I keep hearing this, like everybody is waking up right now. All the biggest marketers right now in the world, they're talking about messenger bots, how it's going to be the most effective way to, you know, market. And one of the, you know, most important things in 2018, everybody's been waking up right now. We've been doing this since last year. So even we woke up late. But this is right now, you know, the best way to, I feel, quit your 9-to-5 or 10x your business, because it's such an untapped way to get clients. Like, if you're going to do this, you're going to be one of the first people still to do this thing. It's an amazing opportunity.
For sure. And I will address one of the questions here asking which bot program we use to build it. So we started it with Chatfuel and we're also going to build it for ManyChat. Those are the big ones. And, you know, if somebody wanted to kind of get the template and then rebuild it for themselves, that's cool. But we can't go out and build a template on every single platform. It would just be, you know, useless, because most people, the vast majority, are either on Chatfuel or ManyChat. So
exactly.
Yeah. Cool, man. I mean, are there any questions that you can think of that would be popping into people's heads right now?
Yeah, so a lot of the people ask me, you know, I'm new to marketing. I'm new to the internet marketing world. All I really want to do is quit my 9-to-5 job. Can this work for me? Do I need to have like really, you know, high level knowledge or coding knowledge or anything like that to make this a success? Or do I need any previous success for this to be working for me? What would you answer?
That's a great question. And I mean, chatbots and bots, it can sound kind of technical, but the truth is what we've done is we've built a template, which means it's kind of like 85% finished. And on top of that, like, building a chatbot doesn't mean like sitting there and coding. It's like a drag and drop situation. So what we've done is we've got our template. And by the way, the actual bot itself is a very small part of the program. The vast majority of the program is like how to get clients, how to deliver to those clients, and how to keep getting new clients. But the bot itself is a template. We send it to you, and we've got like videos where you literally just follow along, click here, click there. Like, it's very simple to do that and to kind of go back and address that person who really is like fresh into this and doesn't have any experience. That's great. Like, that's almost better than the person that you talked about in the beginning, who's like an expert in everything but doesn't really have the results. If you come into this with no experience and you literally, like I keep saying, get stupid and just follow the steps that we lay out for you, if you just do that, like, you're gonna get results.
It's funny because I would say the people that are actually going to have better results with this are people that don't already have too much information in their head. The less information you have, the better. Now, another question that usually comes up for people is, I work a 9-to-5 job right now. I don't have all day to spend on this, but I do want to eventually, quit my 9-to-5 and do this for a living because I want to, travel the world. I want to work from wherever. I want to, not be, thinking about bills all the time. And people are hating the fact that they need to work, so long in jobs that they hate to, just make income. They want to do something that they enjoy and make income. So if they don't have a lot of time for this, that's
yeah, and you're coming up with some really great questions here on the spot, man. Because here's the thing. I actually consider myself, one of the things that I'm good at is teaching and actually getting people to follow through. The reason why I put the 30-day challenge inside of the course is because I wanted to break it up in a way that people are actually going to take action and do the thing that they need to do. Because the truth is, you could take the 30-day challenge and make it a week-long challenge. If you were just hustling and you were getting it done, you could do it in a week. The reason I made it a 30-day challenge is I know the power of building up a little bit of momentum, doing a little bit of work every day. And that's a really good way to actually build something that from the beginning might look like it might be difficult. I'm going to run a 60-kilometer race in a couple of months. And that's an ultra marathon. That to me seems impossible right now. But you take these little steps and before you know it, you've done it, right? So the way I've set it up, again, is that you will do about 10 minutes to 1 hour per work every single day for 30 days. And if you want to make it a 60-day challenge, that's totally up to you. If you want to make it a 15-day challenge, you can do that too. So the whole idea of the 30-day challenge was to make it more bite-sized so people could actually do it at their own pace and actually stick through it and do the work. Because I've been in courses, man, where the guy goes like, all right, so all you have to do is ABC. It should take you about 14 hours. I'll see you in the next video. And I'm like, dude, people are not going to do that, man. You got to break it down and make it bite-sized. So.
All right. We have a question from Matt Gibbons right here in the chat. He's asking, how do I join the challenge? How do I just get started?
Okay, so the challenge is actually the course. It's not a free challenge. Again, the reason why I made the challenge is I wanted people to join our course and actually get results. That's what works for us. That's what works for you. That's what we want you to have. So to join the challenge, you have to qualify for a call with us, get on the phone with us. And if you want to join the program, then automatically you're inside of the challenge and you just go through it. And that's how you join.
All right, cool. I see a question here. I've seen your 15K case study video. It was not inside a bot. Do you recommend rather to put the video outside of the bot or inside?
It depends what you mean by that, because anytime you click to a link from desktop, it's going to open another window. And if you're actually watching it from a mobile phone, then it is happening inside of the bot. So we actually do recommend keeping it inside of the bot. The reason why she's asking that question is she probably went through our bot on desktop. So because you can only send, I think, videos of a certain size right inside of the bot, like natively inside of the bot. So it's a bit technical, but yeah, hope that makes sense. But yeah.
All right, man. Well, I think we covered, something super important today. And, people get sucked into too much information. They don't know how to actually reach their goals. And they keep buying another course and another program and another course and another program. I did that for the longest time when I wanted to quit my 9-to-5 job, my horrible 9-to-5 job. You guys probably know the story by now. But we actually are giving you guys something that you can take. It's already been proven to work. You don't need to do all the heavy lifting. We teach you who to sell it to. We teach you how to sell it. We teach you how to take the money. We teach you how to set up the bot. And that's it. That's all you need to do. We have an amazing support. All you need to do is just get started. Don't wait another day. Don't think about it another week. You're not getting younger. You want to live your life doing meaningful stuff. And that's what we give you here. It's not about the bot. It's about a system that can give you the life you wanted. And that's what we created. Me and Robert are the proof to that. And our students, which you're going to meet, down the line, are the proof to that. So I feel like we covered pretty much everything. I feel like people are excited to get started, man, from what I'm seeing in the chat right now.
Yeah, man. This was awesome, man. Short and sweet. That's how I like it. Again, if you are interested in this and if you're serious, we'll put a link here somewhere, and you can qualify for a call with us, and we'll get on the phone with you. And again, if it's for you, we'll offer an invitation to join us. If not, we'll just say, it's still going to be valuable for you, because the call is kind of meant to give you a bit of a roadmap, so to speak, on how to get what you want. And if it's not for you, then you'll still get that out of it. So anything to add to that, Johnny? Or you feel like we had a good time here and everyone's got the info they came for?
I feel like if I add one more thing, it's just going to ruin the whole thing. I feel like we gave them the perfect, the perfect way to actually achieve their goals.
Couldn't have been better.
I'm not going to say one more thing.
I love it, man. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Talk to you soon, Johnny.
See you soon, guys.
Ciao.